We have a computer system here that all of our events go by EID numbers and often referred to by this number. It's an 8-digit, 7-digit number. It's very confusing. So we simplify that. We assign to each party a basic number, 10 for example. This is party number 10. So everything that's going on this event will be labeled this way. The actual prep sheets, the packing sheets, everything about it. So what we do with this sheet here, this is, of course it says number 10, but it also has diagrams on it. There's two different diagrams. One diagram is of a transport cabinet, and one diagram is of a max rack. And this is how we load everything out. So what would happen with this diagram is they simply get taped to the holding cabinet. And next to it would go the max rack. So as things are prepared, they're actually put in the proper place. They're not just randomly put into the walk-ins. And they're listed out where in the holding cabinet, for example, the vegetables for the party would go in the first section. The next section would be the entrees, and then at the bottom would be the starches. Over on the max racks would go the hors d'oeuvres at the top third of it. And then it goes into salads and salad dressing components. And then below that would go things like kids' meals and staff meals. In addition to this, we use a plastic transport crate, and that would go miscellaneous sauces, crudité items, all the odds and ends, and that would be labeled as well with the number 10. That way, everything's going in the right spot, so when it comes time for pack out, not only is everything in the right spot, but in the right spot in the transport carriers. That way we can inventory things quickly and efficiently before load out. So this would be the size and the quantity of containers that we would use for a party of say of 100 to 200 people. We'd be able to fit all their entrees, starches, and vegetables in here, and all of their hors d'oeuvres and side items on the max rack. And then the blue crates, the folding transport crates, they just keep stacking up. This max rack, there's something a little bit different about this one than your typical one. This is called a Z rack, and the reason it's called a Z rack, as you can probably see, there's a letter Z on the top from the frame. Okay, the important part about that is that's where the support for this is across here and here. There's nothing in here, so they can be nestled into each other. So it takes up a room of about 1/4 of the normal amount of max racks. Instead of having a whole room filled of them, you nestle them together. A lot of you may be thinking that this way is great, but what you're currently using are bread racks and they seem to work just fine for you. You know, we have bread racks too, and we use them, but we don't really use them for food. We use them for warehouse items like platters and that type of thing. We use them in our floral department for flowers and greens, wheatgrass, that type of thing. The reason I don't like using them for food, number one, they take up a lot more space. As you can see, the one bread rack takes up about 3 to 4 slots of where a sheet pan can go here. So for every slot of this, I need a bread rack. This is gonna be huge compared to this. The second reason I don't like them is they're exposed to the elements, difficult to keep things cold, and difficult on site to keep shuffling through the bread racks. These seem to work really well for us. We can keep things cool, put a coolant up top, close the doors, and then we actually pack it out and transport in these as well. Roll them onto the trucks. It's just a lot easier and it works for us.